Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. My name is Mr. Articulate. I am the guy who posts a 5-minute YouTube video every night where my main goal for the video, as I talk about whatever topic I am talking about, is to speak as fluently as I can and to avoid the use of filler words like and And I've been noticing lately that I do well with that goal of avoiding filler words for the first 90 seconds or so of these videos. And then from that point onward, the longer the video goes on, the more I tend to slip up on that goal. So I'm, for the time being, pointing that out for myself at the beginning of each of these videos to help me remember as I go deeper into the video to continue to keep my eye on that goal of mine to not use filler words. So what I want to talk about for the next few minutes is something that I got thinking about because of a comment my wife made the other day. And the thing I'm thinking about is whether there might be a difference between people where you can put many of us in one of two categories. Those categories are people who, as time goes on and they move through their lives, tend to remember vividly the good things that happened to them in the past and remember the bad things that happened to them in the past less well, versus people who tend to remember the bad things from their past vividly and recall the good things from their past less well. So my wife and I just got through a tough period of a few months where we were helping out a loved one of ours who was struggling with something. I won't say any more than that. And that period just came to an end for us. So our household has kind of gone back to normal. And on the night that this period ended, she and I were back together, and we both were feeling of two minds at the same time. Part of us, it was hard to deny, were relieved that this difficult time was behind us. And another part of us was a little wistful because the time went well and we did a good job fulfilling the duties that we had to do, but we had wanted to carry those duties a little further and things got cut short. And so there was regret mixed with, again, we couldn't deny it, a certain sense of relief. For me, the blend was mostly the wistfulness and a little relief. For my wife, it was more the relief, and the wistfulness was more secondary. And we were talking about that, and she said that she knew that as time goes on, the bad parts of these past few months we had will diminish in her memory, and the good parts or the meaningful parts would be more enduring and would be the things she would remember more. And I thought that was really well said on her part. I admired it and I agreed with it. It's certainly been true for me in my life too. In times of mixed bag times in my life, times where there was good stuff and bad stuff, which really is probably every time in my life. It's probably for all of us. We wouldn't be able to put a finger on a period in our lives that wasn't a mix of good and bad. The good parts I dwell on as years go by, and the bad parts, I remember them, but I only remember them intellectually. I don't remember them so vividly with my emotions. And yet, I have known a person or two who has suffered from long-term, difficult to treat depression. And what I have noticed with them is that their memory for bad things is very strong. They can recall with detail bad things that have been said to them, done to them, or what have you, in great detail to the point that they ruminate on these bad things and keep the flame of the memory of those things alive in themselves. And yet good things seem to run right off of them, like raindrops running off of a car. And I had never really, I've made that observation, a number of times, but I've never really thought about the fact that for a lot of us, the inverse is true. We dwell as years go by on the good things from the life that we've lived to this point, and the bad things, while we remember them, we don't dwell on them. They just become empty vases, as it were. The vase remains, but there's no water in the vase anymore. And I think there might be some truth to that. And it may be that the difference between being a person who has a sense of well-being in life and a person who has a discontent at the center of themselves is which side of that divide are you on? As time goes on, people you know who you're close to, do you find yourself saying, man, remember that time when we had that joke, or we took that trip, or we watched that movie that we loved? Or are you more the type to say, remember the time that that guy was an asshole? Remember the time that we saw that person do that really embarrassing thing? So that's about as far as I'll carry this video tonight. But thank you so much for watching, if you've stuck with me through the end of it. And I will be back tomorrow night with my next upload. So have a good one.